Yup, 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 yup. Okay, cool. Okay, welcome to this quick little video stream here on me playing Plague Inc. custom scenarios. I'm gonna do one of the one of the scenarios that I usually kind of like. It's kind of an interesting one in that definitely expands on the Neurax worm official scenario. Now you actually have multiple different ways. There we go. Of actually winning. I mean, the traditional Neurax worm scenarios where you can either go with transcendence and just mind control the place, or you can just kill everybody off with despair. But this is an interesting one because I think Plague Inc. Well, the dev team never really thought about exploiting the aggression symptom. What's interesting about aggression is that it'll actually just slowly destroy the entire destroy the whole ability for a country to resist the disease once it gets up to a high enough level. Also, what's interesting is that once you evolve your Trojan planes out, you can go for Trojan destroyers 1 and 2, and you can essentially one-shot the different countries. So that way you can one-shot, say, Canada and Finland, New Zealand, usually problem countries like that. They're a little too powerful. We'll have too many resources to ramp up this cure progress. And that's, I'll tell you what, when it comes down to that capability, it's almost priceless. So I'll tell you what, it's just I want to say the G20, but it's these top little countries, such as New Zealand, Canada, the Norwegians, Scandinavian countries, Finland, Norway, and Sweden. Iceland surprisingly actually has a good amount of R&D potential. Actually put forth a hell of a lot of money toward the cure for such a small country. I really thought of Iceland as a first world country. Well, yeah, first of all, I mean like as a country that's on par with, say, the UK or Canada or Finland or something like that. But for some reason in Plague Inc. they are about that. Okay, so the basic thing here is a start in Saudi Arabia. Worms love just the way things play out. The air is always. Oh, this is just for rich and hot. Usually it's hot and arid countries, but as for air transmission. So usually the intuitive pick is Saudi Arabia. I mean, it's kind of Provice's favorite thing too, for very good reason. And now this thing has ramped up really quickly. The RNG has been kind to us with the DNA and gone faster than I could even talk. Go, go, go. Okay, so we're going to go for Trojan planes. 1 and 2. I don't have access to Trojan destroyers. It's kind of moot. I don't want to say moot, but it's kind of pointless right now because the seeding. Oh well, that's actually pretty damn good. Seeding is usually not that great compared to what you can do with the abilities that can be attached to the Trojan planes. Like this, for example. Let me. Saudi Arabia is still only problem, only country right now. So, general disruption. Holy hell! And that was without the Trojan planes. I mean, without the Trojan destroyers enabled. So that's level 0 for Trojan destroyers. Now let's send this here. Bam! See that? Total anarchy. Yeah, just with Trojan destroyers level 2. And that's available with your official Neurax worm scenario as well. But what makes this really neat is that you can go for actually less than the cost of going to Transcendence, you can skyrocket straight up into, just go up to this little tech tree here, and go straight to not psychosis, but to hyper-aggression or something like that. I want to cut down on my severity right now. Huh. Psychosis actually drops it down. I forget if in the original scenario that this actually, I thought that would drop the stage 2 here would drop it even further. And then like devotion or something would ramp it up. Apparently only these two reduce your severity. That's interesting. I get genetic swap here, just to assist with the mutation chance, the spontaneous symptom spontaneous achievements of symptoms. Sorry, I'm not speaking well here because I'm like doing a million things at once. Knock out Iceland. There we go, wiped out Iceland. God, look at that. Wow. So there's like 2 countries that got put into general anarchy. And we're already... What is that? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, okay, we already knocked off 4% of all the potential resource. All potential funding that could be put toward the cure. Researching the cure. That's pretty damn good. So yeah, that's the power of these Trojan destroyers alone. But you'll see how cheap this damn thing is versus, this would be like 30 or something, whereas this is just 17. And that is pretty helpful. I mean, yeah, it'll rack up your, going for, what is this, extreme violence. Okay, I was going to say like hyper-aggression or something like that. Yeah, going for this is really powerful in this custom scenario. Too bad you couldn't look at the actual source code of these custom-made scenarios. I mean, you can download it, and I guess it's either compressed as some kind of specialized binary or something, or maybe you can look at the mod code. I don't know. I haven't tried to look for it, but you can't actually open these mods in the traditional mod creator for some reason. When it's the scenario creator tool that comes with Plague Inc. doesn't allow you to open these things up and see what's inside. But I would be really curious, really interested to see how the creator of this thing actually wired this together to actually get that to work. Because I tried to do something like this with the scenario I was toying around with, couldn't actually do it right away. I think you have to do like specialized scripting or something. So general disruption, and everybody's infected. Knock out Canada. Canada has a lot of resources available. Okay, so the Nordic countries, Finland, Norway. Gotta knock out Norway. Thankfully Sweden is pretty well incapacitated. Yeah, this thing is hauling. This thing's really going fast. This is kind of pointless, to be honest with you. Knock out Greenland. What do we have here? Not too many countries remaining. Mainly islands. 2, 3. All right, 4 islands. That's good. Especially when extreme violence, this second level aggression symptom gets into full gear, this thing's gonna go nuts. So when you do play a scenario and you go for the path that I'm going for, you have to make sure that you keep an eye on this thing, because the number of Trojan planes you can send out are still proportional to the amount of people are still alive. So if you do go down this path where a bunch of people get killed off, you need to make sure that you allocate your Trojan planes to all these islands before too many people die. Because otherwise you're going to be out of Trojan planes and you're still going to have something like Greenland unoccupied. Powell. Okay, good. Knock that down. Okay, I think I have... Okay, 3 are not infected. Baltic is totally fine. Land transmission will eventually get to that. Corpse transmission is actually a good idea right now. Yeah, that's an understatement. So go for that. Take out New Guinea. Cognitive scrambling involved. Memory loss, very hard to cure. Hard to cure. So basically all hard to cure does, for those who don't already know, it just raises the ceiling. It just raises the research requirement. Whereas things that slow down the speed will either affect the rate at which this increases, or it'll just create a growth rate for this thing. So this will start to grow as this grows. Okay. I think we're good. God, this is fast. So yeah, as you can see, extreme violence just trashes everything. I don't have transcendence enabled. There is no mind control thing going on here. This is just aggression. This is just people trashing the place and causing anarchy and destroying all infrastructure and governments and whatever. Look at that. Cure ETA is currently 2033, so it's pretty much gone. This is all just through the extreme violence symptom. Right here. And as you can see, it hasn't been long at all. I mean, I'm just barely able to even describe what's going on here. Like I said, the Trojan planes really start to taper off after a while. Pow. Okay, yeah, nice. Close to anarchy. Knock that out. It's going to start taking off. Especially with the government being collapsed. In fact, I don't know exactly how much the infection rate is affected by civil unrest. Doesn't seem to be much. Doesn't seem to actually do anything, which is kind of sad. Because when governments collapse and whatever, the infection and death rate should be shooting through the roof, because that's what happens in reality. I don't think Plague Inc. actually has that enabled. Hopefully the engine does get updated, and the Cure Inc. update that's coming up early next year, 2021. Because when that thing comes out, hopefully they're going to really revamp the damn engine, because the engine still has some issues. Okay, so now it's just a matter of whacking people. I could go with this, but I mean, I'm not going to have enough DNA. Yeah, you're going to be dead before I can even dream of getting despair right now. Or suicide, rather. Oop. Okay, cool. So 606 days, it's not bad. 2 of those. So yeah, basically starting Saudi Arabia, go up the ladder for air transmission. Things are just going to go completely berserk. Make sure you get your Trojan planes researched. Go for Trojan destroyers so you start one-shotting these main bastions for funding the cure. These main countries that can put a lot of money toward funding the cure. Start one-shotting them, and at the same time go for some antibiotic resistance. Cold resistance is okay, especially I think Greenland and Iceland are the only 2 places you really need to be concerned about getting cold resistance for in this scenario. That's what the hell that sound effect was about. And yeah, extreme aggression, or rather extreme violence, is the only thing you really need to bring the world to its knees. It's just a question of how fast you can infect things and get the infection rate to a very high percentage for each country. Because once you get to that point, the countries basically just go to hell in the handbasket, and all the research potential drops right off because the infrastructure gets annihilated. Okay, so this was surprisingly really quick. Like, really quick. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I'm surprised it was that insanely fast.